Hey, I'm Nat, and this is Nat Creates, and I come to you from my tiny home. It's a school bus conversion. It's 154 square feet, and I'm actually sitting in a 9 square foot studio space. I call it my tiny studio. And for a while now, I've been having this project kind of in the back burner, and because it's beginning to get warmer and spring is just around the corner, I've signed up for a bunch of art markets. I've never done an art market before. So yeah, I have lots of questions that I can't find answers to for my particular thing that I want to do, which is I want to sell these little handmade books. But the bigger picture is I want to meet other artists at art markets, and I want to see if they want to be part of my project. And so I thought we'd go outside and I could talk a little bit about that and show you what's cooking, so to speak. So if you're on board with that, let's get started. This is how she gets when she thinks she's going to go OUT. Huh. That's right. I'm going to take you and that guy. Anyways, let's go on the hill. Kitty sees that something's happening. And he's... Hello. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's get the shoes on. All right, I need to put the kitty's collar on, so that's gonna turn it off for a second. All right, you guys ready? Let's go sit in the sun, huh? Come on, kitty. Come on. Okay, there we go. Very happy to be outside in the sun. Kitty, you want to go on a walk on the hill? Huh? Here we go. All right, we're on the hill now. Let's walk up. There goes Kinsey. So for those of you that don't know, Winter is totally deaf. So he has to be on a leash at all times when we're outside. And Kinsey is a very good stay close to the people dog. So we don't have to have her on a leash when we're outside unless we go on a walk. I don't even think you can see her. She blends in with the forest. There she is. With a little help, we're out here. One of the favorite areas. Winter likes to lay on this log and eat these branches. But I think he's still figuring out things because I placed him here and then he jumped up. There he goes. This is a good sun spot. That's our little tiny home on wheels. Kinsey likes to lay in the sun. Don't you, girl? Cuckoo. Cuckoo. Kiki. Cuckoo. She's ignoring me. Here he is, hanging out in his little place he likes. Hopefully the audio is okay because I just realized I left my microphone in the bus. And I can't go down the hill with the kitty and the dog and then get the microphone and then come back up the hill. So we're just going to wing it. Let me know if it's horrible. No, honestly, I'll be able to tell, I think. But yeah, I wanted to get out of the studio, out of the bus, and I wanted to show you guys some of my life. I live in 154 square feet, which is that purple school bus I just showed you. And I am learning my creativity and figuring out my artistic self. And I have an art market. My first art market is coming up in 2 weeks. And I've already thought about half of a dozen times of canceling it. only out of, I guess the quick short version is fear. But there's really no need for me to be afraid of it. It's just more of the unknown. Like, it causes a little bit of anxiety in my brain. Like, you know, I'm highly introverted, so even though I can talk on video, it's a lot different, like driving to a location where there's a lot more people and, you know, putting myself in a place of conversation with strangers and all of that overwhelms me a little bit. But I really want to go to the art market because, and I haven't talked about this at all because I've been trying to figure it out myself. I have a project that I'm starting, and I'm hoping it will be a nonprofit. It's going to be called the Art Bus Project. And, well, that's the working name anyways right now. Yeah. You telling us about it? Want to talk about the Art Bus Project too? So I wanted to give you guys a little mini tour of the Art Bus as it is currently and tell you a story about how that came about. And even though it's not totally ironed out in my brain yet, kind of go over some of my ideas. Maybe you guys have ideas too that you would want to share with me. But yeah, I mean, it's not going to be a traditional, like, go to art market and hope to sell a bunch of art. I'm probably going to go with some of my handmade books. And I am mentally working on a zine, like one of those little one-sheet folded pieces of paper. And the zine will have my little illustrations of the art bus and talk about that project. And then I'm going to give those away because I want to kind of start getting the project out there in the community, the art market community. People that go to art markets would probably be interested in this. So yeah, let's go look at the art bus together and talk about what that looks like, at least right now when it's just getting started. And I can show you all the work I still have to do. So we'll walk over there in a minute after the animals and I hang out in this spot for a little while for some sun therapy. Cuckoo. Cuckoo. Why are you ignoring me, honey? Cuckoo. Kinsey. Kinsey. Hi. Leading the way. Well, that's our little house. Kinsey loves being in the sun. Get it, girl. Get it, girl. Yeah, that feels good, huh? Oh, that feels so good. Hi, Cookie. Hi. Okay, so this is Penelope. I'll tell you a story about that in a minute. Yeah, so we had taken all the seats out and cleaned the floor and coated it, and got the subfloor insulation put in, and now we're putting in the wood floor. I think for the market, I'm just gonna have the wood floor covered, and it's gonna be super simple. I'm gonna go ahead and put the trim stuff back up. You know, it's gonna be clean and open to show possibilities. So I am in the art bus. It's a small little 4-window school bus that we're converting into an art studio slash weekend camper slash gallery, mobile gallery for other artists. And I have a lot of ideas, like maybe some workshops or art healing workshops. I'm really like loving my own art therapy journey. So yeah, that's very interesting to me. But for the market, I am just going to cover the wires up with the trim that came with the bus, and maybe put some throw rugs down on the floor to kind of keep it clean, because the market is, my idea for the market for the bus was to have a couple of artists in here. And I have this idea to like make some panels that hang over the windows when we're at a market, and then other artists could be in here, and like we could have a little community of artists that maybe want something a little different than a little 10 by 10 tent booth thing. And we can be really mobile with this. You know, we can go to restaurants or events and stuff together. And, you know, I don't know, just seems more fun to do it with some more artists than just me. And for the ceiling here, this was a escape hatch, and I'm going to get a big piece of plexiglass and cover this so that natural light can come in here, because my other idea is, you know, when the bus isn't being used for those things, that I could be in here for a bigger studio than my tiny studio. I have an easel in this tent over here. I don't know if you can see it right there, that I could use in here, and I could stand in here, and it's warmer in here. And it's, you know, my art supplies and stuff are more protected inside of here than that art tent. I call it the art tent. I didn't really do a lot of art in there. I used it more for storage. But let me tell you a story about how this bus came about. Okay. So let me tell you a story about how this bus came about. Before this, we had our tiny home on wheels, which is right here. We call her Nimbus. And we had a little 98 Chevy S10 truck that was awesome. We loved it. But one day last summer, I started thinking about, you know, what can we do with this truck? You know, pretty much only drive it to town for supplies and groceries and all that stuff, and use it as our little runaround. And if we got a short bus, then we could use it for that, as well as other things like studio and weekend camper. Because it would be nice to leave the forest here and there and just kind of go out in an easier way. And so I had this idea to kind of like have a short bus that we could use for a studio space and a gallery, and then a weekend camper, that would be like the least thing that it's used for. If that makes sense. But yeah, so that's what this is. So I looked on Marketplace, and you know how Marketplace is. God, I didn't have a lot of high hopes. I tend to Norman Rockwellize everything. I don't know if that makes sense to you, but if you're older like me, you might remember Norman Rockwell art and how it epitomized like Americana and happy families, and like, you know, some of the funny things that happen, like maybe a dog was eating off the table or something at Thanksgiving, but to me, it's always like the perfect scenario, you know. And so in my mind, I wanted to find somebody that wanted to trade a bus like this for our truck. And so I went to Marketplace, and this never happens to me. The first 5 minutes of me looking, there was this bus, and it said for trade or sell. So the first word was for trade. I was like, wow. So what are the odds that they're going to want to trade for my truck, you know? So I messaged them, and I'm like, hey, you know, would you be interested in trading for a 98 Chevy S10? And they said yes. I was like, this is meant to be, because this kind of stuff doesn't fall in place usually so easily. But it did. I mean, it wasn't super easy. The bus was located about 3 hours away in Tennessee, and we had a little bit of issues getting it here. But at the end of the day, it's the good bones, so to speak. And it's had a little bit of, rough start issues, but there's nothing really mechanically wrong with it. There's no codes on the computer and stuff like that. Yeah, so we drove the truck to Tennessee. We had some friends that followed us so they could help us get back, and the rest is history. Here we are. So since then, we've taken out all the seats. I have painted the outside mostly myself over the course of the last 6 months. And more recently, on any warm day that we have, I try to finish up the paint job. The vision has started there. And originally, I was only going to use it for my own personal studio and possibly a gallery with a couple other people. And I don't know those people yet. I know one person that wants to be in the gallery with me. But I hope to meet more people at the markets that want to be in the gallery. And then beyond that, I'd love to use it as some type of therapy, art therapy practice, maybe workshops for people or something like that. So yeah, it's still kind of not totally dialed in. But I immediately named this bus Penelope because that was my mom's name. And my mom passed away when I was 20. And before that, I was I was going to college for my 2-year degree because that was her requirement for me. And she discouraged me from doing art because she felt like it wasn't a way to make a living. And I don't blame her. She was born in the 40s, and, in her mind, you don't really make money as an artist. And so I didn't really know anybody that made money as an artist. So I believed her that you really couldn't make money as an artist. And so that's why I kind of changed and went towards the graphic design direction, which I didn't make a lot of money doing anyway. So, but as a tribute to her, I wanted to name the bus Penelope. I'm one of those people that names my vehicles. So this is Penelope, and she's the art bus, and she's going to have a lot of art made in her, and she's going to carry around a lot of art, and she's going to maybe help other people use art to heal themselves or to work out some things, just in a therapeutic sense. So yeah, I'm really happy about that. And I think that she would love that if she was around, physically with us right now. She would really be into it. So that's kind of how that came about. And even though it's been a slow process, it's not gone away. Like, you get kind of bored of projects and you kind of move on to other projects. That hasn't happened with this bus. It's been in mind ever since I started it. And through the times when we couldn't even do much on it, it was still very much in mind. And so, yeah, I think she'll be in the videos more, and she'll be showing, you can follow along in the new journey in figuring out Penelope's role in that, what does the art bus do? What kind of work does the art bus accomplish? I really want it to be bigger than me, and I want it to be something that inspires and helps a lot of people. So I have confidence that it will all come to pass in whatever way it's supposed to. So I'm thinking we're going to go inside now. So I went back into the house to work at the tiny studio. Kinsey was really ready for a walk, so that's why we're doing this quick walk right now. And then we'll get back to the studio. You'll have to let me know what you think about the little bus studio slash gallery slash weekend camper slash nonprofit. I don't have it all figured out yet, but it's been 6 or so months in the works, and it's gone pretty slow because of finances, which is, not too discouraging because I wasn't really mentally ready to get it to where I see it now in my mind. If you're interested in donating to the Art Bus Project, we are establishing a nonprofit, and if you want to donate before then, I'll put a link below. And, it's all self-funded at this point. Everything we've done to date has been out of our own pocket, which is, I'm not complaining at all. But to get it to where we can actually do the things that I talked about, we definitely are going to need some support for that to come to fruition. I also started a Ko-fi, I think it's how you pronounce it, page. I thought it'd be fun to have one place where you can shop for stuff that I make, and you can become a member, a couple different tiers in there, exploring options with, and you can also just kind of see behind the scenes stuff. And I'm putting a draw with me, kind of create with me type thing on there for once a month if you want to join that tier. Or you can just, check progress on the Art Bus project and stay in touch with what's going on there. I really like that platform so far. There's a lot of different things I can do on there, and it's all in one place, so that's why I picked that one. Check it out. Let me know any feedback on that too. I was thinking we'd go back inside to the tiny studio and get a couple of books, like all the books I'm taking to the market. I'm having to oh, Kitty's in the fire pit, hold on. I can show you a little rough idea of what I'm thinking about for the zine. Okay. So for the zine, hey little fox, did you fall off the shelf there, or did Kitty knock you down? For the zine, it's basically one sheet of paper, and then you fold it up and fold it again, and then again. I'm not doing this exactly right, but you can see the zine video. And then you cut right there. And then when you fold it like this, you have a little book. And I went through and I marked C for cover, P for P1, P2, P3, P4, P5, P6. My plan for the Art Bus zine is I'm going to have like a little Art Bus picture here. And then I'm going to tell a little story about the Art Bus and how it came to be, and what the plans are for it. And then also, if people are interested in being part of the project, that info will be here. So I wanted to label each of the pages, so when I fold it out, I can see what page is what, and then I can get an idea on how to draw everything on one sheet. And then you take this and put it over through the copier and then fold them all. And then I'll give those away at the art market. As a way to kind of get the word out about the Art Bus project. Okay, now it's a book. Okay. Yeah, so that's the zine. Thanks so much for joining me on the video. I hope that it was inspiring. I hope that you're working on creative projects, and if you have anything to say about any of the stuff, the Art Bus project, the kitty, the cat, the dog, all the things, I hope you'll leave a comment. And if you like the video, I hope you'll do the thumbs up thingy. And yeah, we'll see you on the next one. We're going to have a lot of fun.